Okay guys, so I want to talk to you about, well, it's early in the AM, so I need to clear the old throat. But I want to talk to you guys about the gallbladder. Not a very sexy subject, but really, really necessary because it's kind of like the keto flu symptoms. A lot of you guys are just doubling up the fat, which for me is still not enough fat. A lot of you guys are doing like 130 grams of fat a day, and you get nauseated, you feel sick, feel bloated. Some of you guys have super loose stool from upping your fat game, and we have to break down the fat and understand what the problem is. So a lot of you guys have high estrogen, which can tend to clog up the gallbladder, which holds bile salts, and those bile salts will help you break down fat molecules, especially long chain triglycerides. So that's going to be like chicken skin, steak fat, pork, foods of this nature. Butter is MCT, but it also has LCTs in it. And a lot of you guys go and try a ketogenic protocol and you quit just because you feel sick on it. And that's not normal, people. There's something wrong. Often it's either the gallbladder or it's the HCl levels, the hydrochloric acid levels in your stomach are too low. Now for those who are over 40, they're starting to get low. So can you imagine when you're like 45, 50, 55, 60, and then you just all of a sudden at once start upping your fats, especially your long chain triglycerides, you don't feel well on it. So of course you drop the fat, you do keto for a couple months, you don't adapt because there's not enough fat in the bloodstream, especially coming from animal fats, and you give up. You eventually give up and people gain weight, they drop water weight, then they go back, plus they gain more weight because their insulin and their pancreas has not been worked out yet. You know, a lot of people are coming from the school of insulin resistance, then they do keto. They don't adapt. Their insulin resistance symptoms worsen. So their glucose continues to climb, and every time they try to do this ketogenic protocol, they feel like shite, they feel bloated, so they start upping their protein, or they start doing more fishes, or they'll go back to the chicken breast that made them feel a little bit better, or they'll go back to the eggs, or the egg whites, or the tuna, and you can't adapt on egg whites, tuna, and chicken breast. I'm just saying. So the reason why I'm doing this video is for you guys to pay more attention to how you feel when you're doing a ketogenic protocol and upping your fat. Most people eat, especially in the US, eat about 30 grams or less of fat a day. So if you go from 30 to like 120, 130 grams of fat a day, and I'm not talking in weight, I'm talking in actual fat, the total fat grams that you're eating, and you don't feel well, then we have to kind of just break things down. Now, if you do have a gallbladder issue or you're starting to form gallstones, yes, it can happen in the presence of too much estrogen. And that's why the estrogen dominance is a subject no one talks about. Men's estrogen levels are rising, and then they start taking estrogen blockers, which messes up the whole symphony of estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, their estradiol, their sex drive goes down. It's a problem. Women also start to try to take estrogen blockers, which is so dangerous. But what you want to do is look at the xenoestrogens in your environment to get rid of them. So that's BPA and plastics. A lot of you guys drink from plastic bottles. You don't really think about it. Every single thing that you do in a day is going to affect liver, kidney clearance, and it's going to affect organs like your gallbladder. It's going to affect your estrogen receptors and blunt them if you're taking too many xenoestrogens and toxins that your body cannot filter out. So the classic sign of people starting to develop a gallbladder issue, which the gallbladder releases bile salts, which help scrub down the fat that you're eating to a smaller molecule that can fit within the digestive tract, your small intestine, bloodstream, so you can digest it and use it. But when the gallbladder starts getting infected, starts forming salts. The salts start to become like molasses. It's not working that organ. And then when you attempt to eat all of this fat, especially animal fats with long-chain triglycerides, people can't digest them well. And then, of course, they start eating lower and lower fat on a ketogenic protocol, which is a high-fat diet, guys. I know. So I'm just doing this video so we can start paying attention to the small details, because they matter. All these stupid YouTube videos where people are talking about weight loss. Now, don't get me wrong. Keto can be done to lose body fat by becoming more insulin sensitive, more healthy, fixing your autoimmune disorder, and it's really about your insulin regulation and just becoming balanced. And then you can access that fat cells, or those fat cells, to be used as energy. And that's how you become highly keto adapted, and some people call it nutritional ketosis. But the point is, for you to get there, you actually have to fix your organs because they're not functioning properly. A lot of you guys have elevated liver enzymes, and when the liver has to overwork, so do the kidneys, which also affects the gallbladder. So you can't just cut out your saturated red meats and stick with lean meats because they're easier to digest. Now, another thing that I want to just also bring in is the stomach acid. You also begin to feel terrible digesting red meats or pork with low stomach acid. And we need that acid because that's a firewall. It helps to obviously digest food, and the stomach acids are a firewall for pathogens to not overgrow throughout the body, like candida, bacteria that is really destructive in drilling holes in the mucus lining of your cell, which creates leaky gut and absorption issues. And so again, stomach acid's too low. You also begin to feel bloated. A lot of you come from the school of not really eating a lot of meat or being vegetarian, vegan, and then trying to do a ketogenic protocol. Stomach acids are too low, can't just digest the fatty meats, and you begin to lower the amount of fat that you're consuming. Now, to get into ketosis, you have to flood the bloodstream with fat to let the brain know that there's a new substrate of gasoline coming into the car so you can drive it. You can't do a moderate to low fat diet, make ketones, and have your body use them. You have to, because your body's still competing with glucose, and you can't compete with glucose and ketones, so the body obviously reverts back to glucose, and it can do that through gluconeogenesis, which I've spoken about many times. Pay attention to your body, guys. A lot of people develop gallbladder issues because of not only estrogen, poor sleep. Think about like produce. The pesticides are very estrogenic. You have to think about the stress in your life. Blood sugar dysregulation can also create kind of like a high estrogen environment in your body because your adrenals are taking a hit, your reproductive organs are taking a hit, you're developing things like pregnenolone steal, which messes up the chain of making a hormonal balance, homeostasis within the reproductive system. So low stomach acids, nightmare, guys. You're not digesting your foods very well, and it's continuing to cater to your mood, your inflammation, feeling awful, trying to digest certain foods. Again, you're not absorbing your nutrients with too low stomach acids. You're not getting enough amino acids. You don't have enough peptides and enzymes to break down food, so things go right through you to your urine, which is why I often say get an OAT test, an organic acid test, and look what's in your urine. Men, you need to start testing your testosterone, and women kind of assume that you're already estrogen dominant. Birth control pills are very problematic. Like I said, the plastics, the hormonal meats, especially red meat. If you're going to do cow meat, you ain't doing grass-fed. You're putting yourself at risk with your own hormonal balance in your body, which is damaging. Gallbladder flushes are a potential solution for stones, which also affect your liver, kidneys, to detoxify that. They're really harsh. I don't tell you how to do it because, if you do it wrong, you could have low electrolyte balance, and that's also problematic. Learn your body, learn how to do things properly. Hello, Z's. And get some sleep. You know, a lot of you guys become hormonally challenged, especially with your reproductive organs, when you're not hitting that circadian rhythm, the time between 10 and 12, where those hormones really balance, and there's just nothing you can do about it. So yeah, once you also ox bile salts can help if you have no gallbladder. Those who have no gallbladder obviously had an attack and it was removed because doctors are too aggressive with wanting to remove the gallbladder. These people are idiots sometimes. You got to find out the root cause. If you have an infection, how to clear it up. It's kind of easy to start training your stomach acids to be able to rise and develop the enzymes and peptides. Don't stay on a bunch of enzymes or betaine, HCl all the time. It can help encourage stomach acid. So can apple cider vinegar or lemon water. Just make sure you don't have a thyroid issue, because also the plant chemicals can be problematic for those who have thyroid problems. If you guys want to learn more, you can go to stephanieperson.com. And as you can see, I do more videos that are more kind of like a wide scope and kind of hit the whole barrage and things that you have to consider when trying to keto adapt, rather than just talking about weight loss. I could do that all day long and be like, whoa, what's up? You can get the business. But I'm just trying to kind of go towards the unsexy subjects of actually trying to be sexy, right? From the inside out. Your body is a reflection of your mind. If you don't like your body, change your mind. StephaniePerson.com. I have downloadable diets because I consider people who are obese, who have hypoglycemia, histamine issues, or just average to fit, vegetarians, which is harder to keto adapt on, but it is possible. You can go to my website also for consultations before I stop doing them. I will be putting out some books soon, if I can find the time to write them. You can also go to Stephanie, the business person, on my Facebook fan page. Because I like to create discussions with all of us about the human body. Stephanie Ketogenic on my Instagram, Steph the business on my Periscope, where you guys can talk to me live and ask the questions instead of stuffing my contact page at my website. I'm just saying. And I got some energy. I'm about to peace out and go hit the gym, because that's what I love to do, and get that core freaking thing, right? Get that core, strong core, strong body, amazing nutrition, get some darn sleep,